I am going to pass the virtual mic over to Enrique Herrera. I hope I didn't butcher your name too much.
You got it right on the money, Francine. Thank you,
All
dear.
right, all right. Well, my time is up and I am off to Mission Barbecue. I'm
Ooh.
so excited about this live event in Jacksonville, Florida, and I am passing the torch. It's all yours, Enrique.
Francine, God bless you, and have a happy Veterans Day.
Same to you.
Well, welcome everybody. It is wonderful to be here with you. Man, this inaugural event, Voices of Valor. Special shout out to Brian Arrington, Dr. Smiley, and Tanisha Carroll, and the entire team for putting this together. It is my absolute privilege to introduce our first guest, Mr. Gregory Doss. So, Gregory, come on in. All right, we're waiting for Gregory to come in. There may be some technical difficulties. So until Greg comes in, I will say Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Hopefully you all got to partake in something special this weekend. I know we had a veterans parade here locally, and it was pretty incredible. We had the all veterans group actually jump into our parade. We had an incredible flyover by one of our local flight schools, Sovereign Aerospace and Sandhills Flyers. And we got to honor a lot of veterans: World War II veterans, Korean War, Vietnam, Cold War, and then obviously our OEF and OIF G1 veterans. So I'm going to check on Gregory just one more time. And here he is. Gregory, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Gregory. So Gregory, a couple things. Who nominated you, and what service did you serve in?
I was nominated between, I believe Brian got me, Arrington nominated me to bring me in, as well as Dr. Smiley. My branch of service is the Air Force.
Oh, outstanding. What'd you do in the Air Force?
I was satellite communications, wideband, or satellite wideband and telemetry communications systems maintainer and operator.
Outstanding. That's very cool. Well, I myself was the combat controller, so I know exactly what you did and what you brought to the table. So thank you for your service.
Thank
And we are here for you to talk about patriotism. So the floor is yours, and I will come in at about the 8-minute mark. So thank you, Greg.
So for me, I have a very long line of military service that I have traced back, at least for the United States military, from about French Indian War forward for my dad's side. And then for my mom's side, at least from World War II forward, and then from World War I forward for my wife's side as well for her family. There's been, at least for my own family, at least one per generation in some form of combat during those conflicts, skirmishes, etc. So patriotism through our family is there. There's no escaping it. To me, for patriotism, what that means is actually, people that don't know what the history is and what sacrifices are made, and those that do those sacrifices and get sent for that, uh, really, I mean, it creates other histories that we have seen that have turned into a negative effect for other nations that, for instance, that others have helped the allies that are on the good side. Whether they're good or not, that depends on certain, opinions, but I won't dive into that. I've been around the world a few times. I've seen things in Afghanistan, Korea, um, Iraq. My background, I served on around the world, mostly in Pacific region. I'm originally from Hawaii, so I kind of understand that diaspora a lot for our focus of conflict, especially being a combat comm for a year in Korea. We were the main one for the 7th Air Force for a while until they eventually retired our unit. After I left, I was in station career from 2002 2003, and one thing that I did besides going around and making sure that we had calm, during my off-duty time, at one point, I went on what they call a boss, or it's like basically a single soldier's trip because at the time, even though I was married, I was on a separate remote tour before they changed everything. And they went to a Korean orphanage, or sorry, Korean, or they called it an orphanage at the time for them. But there's one kid that actually just ran out to me. I mean, just basically hung on like I was their own, brother or whatever. And that affected me from that point forward, knowing what not only what we do for back at home, but also for what we do for our allies. And then moving forward, stationed in Hickam for 3 years. Did a lot of stuff over there when it came to different comm stuff, even for base. Worked for White House Comm Agency for one of their systems. Got sent back to Korea for another quick exercise. And then I lucked out and got sent back to Vietnam, which to me was an homage to my dad as well. Because he served as a Marine Corps Force Recon during the most heavy infighting or influx of fighting over there from 66 to 67. He was in for 66 to 68. He volunteered. So, but being Force Recon, as someone know from the Special Operations community, and which used to be called the Marine Raiders, and then now it's Force Recon, and then back to Marine Raiders now. I got sent over to do a recovery mission and help with that, being calm and augment what's now called DPAA, Defense POW MIA Accounting Command, and formerly Joint POW MIA Accounting Command JPAC. And we went for 3. We were luckily able to find enough evidence for 3. I found out afterwards our mission wasn't extended. It was over in the Kamduk area, which at the time during the war, it was a special operations air base with 4 observation posts above for artillery support and overwatch. So we were on OP1.
Greg, you still with me?
But
Okay.
time does heal. Time does heal. So when we were up there, it actually was a cinnamon farm for the local village. So things do change.
Greg, I'm gonna recap really quickly. I mean, incredible the fact that your family, man, it was a family of service. The history, the sacrifice, the allies, everything that that is patriotism to you is pretty epic, pretty outstanding. The fact that you got to go back to Vietnam was absolutely incredible. I think that was probably awesome closure for you and your father and your family. So, Greg, on this Veterans Day, I just want to say, man, thank you for taking the time to be with us and to share with your fellow veterans. I believe there are about 111 that are taking part in this, but it's going to be seen by millions. So, Greg, thank you very much for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for what you continue to do today, continuing the mission, and happy Veterans Day to you.
Thank you, and thank you for the invite and the nomination.
God bless you, Greg.